President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is in London on a state visit. While in London, he's telling us that he's bringing a global brand back to Lagos. What is this global brand? This global brand refers to a shining Coventry University in Alaro City to be located in Lagos State. The presidency calls it progress. He calls it world class, but I call it political theater played on the stage that is literally rotting away. Why do I say that? I say that because while the presidency are celebrating this anticipated new development, I am saddened by the new development. Now, while our leaders are busy cutting ribbons for UK brands, the ceilings at the University of Lagos are crumbling and giving away. The labs at the Lagos State University are literally empty. Our students are literally told that a Nigerian degree is worth nothing. It is literally not recognized abroad, except it has a foreign logo or a UK logo on it. Why should we be happy when the state government or when the same government that has not funded our public institutions enough, when the same government that have seen our lecturers go on strike several times, when the same government that have seen the decay in our public institutions, rather than fix the local universities or the national universities, they are interested in bringing foreign brands or foreign universities to our country. Charity, they say, begins at home. Why aren't we focus on doing something on the home front? Rather, we're anticipating going international without fixing our national universities. Is this an investment in our future, or is this just an ultimate jackpot where we don't even have to leave the country in order to watch our money fly straight back to London? Remember that these universities will take back the profit or the revenue made after paying little or no tax back to the UK government. Welcome back to Raging Hot Mic, the home of the uncomfortable truth and also the community of the Radiants. Because over here in Raging Hot Mic, we call our community the Radiants because we are the shining light of the Nigerian society. We are the salt and we are the individuals that will make the positive influence or impact in our Nigerian society, and that is why we call ourselves the Radiants. I'm your host for today, and today we are dissecting the latest headline coming out of the UK. The presidency is celebrating a partnership to bring Coventry University to Nigeria on home soil. On paper, this sounds great. This sounds awesome. This sounds world class. Because we are talking about UK universities, lower cost STEM funds. Yes. But now let's look past the filter. Yes. Let's dissect this thing with little or no emotions, one after the other. What are we talking about? We have a federal and state university or state universities that have been the backbone of this country for decades. Yes. The likes of Chinua Achebe, the likes of Wole Soyinka, they all attended or they first did their first degree in Nigeria before traveling abroad. These institutions have been the backbone of the Nigerians. So why they are the backbones, they are currently underfunded. They are starved of basic infrastructures or infrastructure, facing constant strikes, both from ASU and everyone, struggling with outdated equipment. This is the condition we find ourselves, where our universities are not well funded. Why is the commander-in-chief focused on foreign jurisdictions when his own backyard is on fire? Yes. Why is he talking about international universities when he has done little or nothing to resurrect the national universities? Why are we creating an education colony in Alaro City while our own public institutions are decaying? Today I'm bringing you the cold hard statistics on the decline of Nigerian higher education, the massive capital flight leaving our borders daily, and why this partnership might be the funeral for public institutions. Yes, it might seem positive, it might seem nice to you. I'm not saying it's not nice. But what are the numbers? What are the implications? Grab your headphones, because today we are not just telling you the statistics we are raging. Now, what are my talking points? Let's go with the first one. Let's go with the funding shortfall. The funding shortfall. UNESCO constantly says developing countries should allocate 15 to 20% of their annual budgets to education. What has Nigerian done, or Nigerian governments done? Nigerian government has consistently, historically allocated between 5 to 8% of their annual budget to fund education. UNESCO claims you have to fund education with 15 to 20. The Nigerian government has consistently funded education with 5 to 8%. That is more than double what is needed in order to bridge the gap between our education sector or education standard with the international standards. Yet, this government have not bridged that gap. This government has not increased the allocation. Despite increasing allocation in several sectors, they've not increased the budget allocation for our education system to meet the guidelines by the UNESCO. But they are thinking about going to bring international communities to our Nigerian system. So are we now going to privatize our universities? Remember, there are some sectors the government must get involved. The government always tells us when it comes to oil, an individual can't own oil. It has to be government. It's a must. When certain sections of the society or certain sections of the country want to have their own seaports or create their own seaport, the government claims no, seaport only belongs to them. They are the only ones to decide where seaports can be created. When it comes to national security, you can't have your independent state security. Forget about state police. That's all about politics. That's totally all about politics. You see how they will go with that. Talking about local or state governments trying to create a defense system or mechanism to protect themselves, the government will remind us that when it comes to security, it belongs to the federal government. That is all they tell us. Now, let me tell you the areas where an individual is getting some funds from the government directly or indirectly. We're talking about education. Education can only be funded based on profit. If you are doing that, then you are failing the country. When it comes to education, when it comes to health, these are the only avenues, and maybe fuel subsidy when we had that before. These are the only avenues the government gives back to the citizens. You have to subsidize health. You have to subsidize education. It's a must. So what have they done? They've underfunded education, but they want to bring international brands to Nigeria. Make it make sense. Why is the presidency focused on partnership instead of rescue mission? Why is it not focused on rescuing our local union? Have you gone to our universities? Have you gone to their hostels or their dormitories? You've seen how bad it looks? Now let me go to the next one. According to the Nigerian Economic Summit Group and Jobberman, nearly 40 to 50% of graduates are considered unemployable by modern industry standards due to outdated curricula. That hasn't been updated in decades. 40 to 50, that's almost half of the Nigerian graduates yearly are considered unemployable. And mind you, I'm not blaming these guys. I'm not here to make fun of them. If you go abroad, let's go with the countries Nigerians frequently visit. Let's go with Canada, UK, and US. These countries, one of the brightest people you have are Nigerians. You go to the US, for example, more than 40% of every black medical doctor, black African American medical doctor, more than 30% of every African American medical doctor is Nigerian or has Nigerian origin. I'm telling you, you can Google it. This is a country, one country, producing more than 30% of African American doctors. So we naturally bright people. So when you have such statistics, you go to Canada, the same. You go to UK, the same. When you have such statistics, yet the Nigerian universities produce 40 to 50% of unemployable students. That tells you it's the system. It's not the individuals. A system where lecturers have to be rogered. You know what I call roger? The police roger me. I wouldn't say bribed. where you have to buy handouts, where you have to sort lecturers. I'll call it sorting. Where you have to settle with them. Civil settling, not criminal settling. Where you still write notes. You can't go to the system. Do we even have functioning libraries? I mean, I went to university for 4 years. I never visited my university library. Never. What do you get there? You don't get anything. What do you get there? You don't get anything. Meanwhile, we were told that the library is the highest institution in the university. But when I went for masters, I had to go to library at least once in every 2 days. You can't do without the library. The Nigerians, how many students go to the library? Ask them. Yet, we want to bring Coventry University. So now, foreign countries should become or to do the oversight for us. The last and not the least, in Times Higher Education World University Rankings, Nigerian universities rarely broke into the top 400 to 500. They often falling behind South African and Egyptian peers due to their poor funding, research influence, and international outlook. They don't recognize us. Tell me one Nigerian institution or university that breaks into the 400 to 500 universities in the world. We are not even there. Yeah, go to University of Ibadan, see brains. Go to University of Nigeria and Soka. Look at brains. These are individuals that go to do masters abroad and they get nothing less than first class. When it comes to intelligence, to me, I'm not overrating or overstating. I don't think there's an African country that is as intelligent as Nigerians. Put me anywhere. But when I mean intelligence, I mean positive and negative intelligence, depending on who you meet or depending on how they want to apply that. You can't see such individuals and then claim that it's their fault. What has the government done? You have Nigerians no longer going to public universities. Most of them are going to private institutions. And yet, we are celebrating bringing Coventry University to the country. So we are playing to the gallery. It's all about political theater. It's all about looking good. It's all about anticipating the future. What have you done to the national universities? Have you taken care of them? This is 3 years. You are in the final lap. Next year will make you 4 years in government. You are still playing like the opposition. You are still playing politics like the opposition. It's all about promises. After 3 years in government, you are still making promises. In conclusion, we do not need a UK university or UK degree on Nigerian soil. We need a Nigerian degree that the world respects. Until we fix the rotten foundations of UNILAG and LASU, every particular foreign partnership is just a coast or a coat of paint on a collapsing building. Yes, until we fix the decay in UNILAG and LASU, it's like that we are painting a cracked wall. We are painting a foundation that has collapsed. Until we do that, we have to fix our national universities. Instead, we are creating more universities. 50 today we'll wake up, we create another one and we'll call it Ahmed Bola Tinubu University. Meanwhile, we've not fixed the existing ones. They're as bad as ever. It's time to stop playing to the gallery and start fixing our classrooms. Yes. How many civil servants that earn minimum wage will be able to afford their students in this foreign Coventry University? How many? Tell me. Tell me, how many? We have to do better. Thanks. Have a good one. Bye.